Art Charm. I'm coming to you live from the Hive here on a Tuesday afternoon. It's the 30th. We have 2 days, well, 1.5 days left of the year, and then we roll into 2026. And this is my makeup video. I was a bad teacher and had this class scheduled for last week. I think we originally, well, I think it was actually scheduled 2 weeks ago on the 17th, maybe? Question mark. And I think that I got caught up in designing with Diane. We had put on the calendar that we were going to design from 10 until 1 for 3 hours. And we didn't start till noon for some reason. And all of a sudden we were rocking and rolling, and class was already 20 minutes into it, and Jean Terwilliger called and she's like, "Is everything okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not feeling the greatest, but I mean, we're still designing, right? Like there's still needing to get done." I remember waking up that morning with a fuzzy head and a very bad headache, and there was stuff going around like galore, you guys. I'm like, from the 9th until like now, I'm still like got crap, right? So that is still there. And I heard a lot of people through the holidays got it too. So this is the makeup class. So I knew we needed to get on the calendar, and it wasn't going to happen to do it before Christmas. And so, yeah, so here we are, the 30th of December, and one class left for me. And then we have the 31st tomorrow. I don't think there's really anything on the docket for anybody tomorrow. Now, Gina's been here yesterday. She was just literally got done. I think she was done at 2:08. She called me and said that she was done. And so she was doing her private class that she did her mystery box, like creative surprise box. And so she had all the projects that she worked on. I mean, she started at 9 o'clock, and poor girl, she would have been done on time, except for Tyler tricked her. So he said to me last night before we went to bed, he's like, "Do you think we could turn the router and the modem off and turn the internet off while we sleep? Because it sets off stuff, right? It's like wavelengths and stuff." And he's like, "I've been reading and researching, and maybe it's okay that we don't have that stuff on while we sleep." I'm like, "That's fine, except for Gina's going live at 9 o'clock, and it all needs to be plugged back in at 9. Oh, yeah. So it didn't get plugged back in until 9:11, and that's how that goes. So poor Gina had to be 15 minutes late for those gals. But Tyler apologized, and he's like, "There's nothing I can do about it, and it's late." And so like, that's fine if we unplug the internet at night, but it needs to get turned back on before we're live. So, all right, that's how it goes. So I slept great. I don't know if he did. He's got whatever it is going on in the back of his nose now too. And so he was sleeping with his mouth open and doing that whole mouth breathing thing. And it's like, oh my gosh, I'm like for that to be past us and not get it again for a long time would be okay with me. So yeah. All right. So who's all here? I know Kimberly was hot to trot here. Happy New Year to you as well. And Connie's here. Yay, Connie. We're going to be making your amazing card here momentarily. Hello, Susan Warmly. And there is Suzanne. Yay. And Nancy Mole. Hello, Susan Bellamy. Mary Carls and Stampin from Jericho. Yay. There's Feline. And hi, Karen Wetstein. And you like my top? It's a LuLaRoe. Tyler hates this shirt. I don't know why, but so it's like all mishmash of flowers, right? Like that. And it's even got pockets in the front. It's got a hood so that if you get cold, you can just put the hood up. It's a LuLaRoe. So one of my really good friends got into LuLaRoe. And so every now and then I'll get new shirts. I bought this probably 3 years ago. I have to say it's one of my favorite shirts because it's really soft, even after washing it all the times. But there's something that Tyler doesn't like the pattern, or if he doesn't, I don't care. I still wear things if he doesn't like them. Just like I don't care if like he wears something I don't like, I'm not going to tell him that. So, but yeah, it's awesome. I don't know. There's a certain style there's a name for the style. I don't remember what it is, but Rachel would remember. But yeah, thank you. All right. Jamie's here too. Yay. Feline, I got an envelope from you that I haven't opened yet. You guys, over the holidays, the mail got backed up like it normally does. And so I've got some mail to process. And I know, Feline, you had a really big, thick envelope. And I just started to open it, but it's taped so good that I had to use a knife, and I didn't have a knife. So I'll be working on that soon. Hello, Jolene. And Mary Carl's has been stuffed up since the 19th. And so, yeah, I was stuffed from the 9th, 100% from the 9th until the 20th. it was 2 days at the 9th to the 16th, and then it was it was a week. It was 9 days. It was from a Tuesday to the following Thursday, like a week out. That right nostril was 100% clogged, and it just sucks sleeping at night. Like, I can handle it throughout the day because you're drinking water, but at night, and you're not drinking water throughout the night, your mouth gets dry. It's just bleh. But hopefully you get over it really fast. There is Kay Weir, yay, and yeah, lots of people have been dealing with the yucky stuff. Hi, Elaine Rebeck. I saw you drive into the driveway, and I'm glad you got your order and dropped off your swap cards. Yay. Sorry the door was unlocked. I don't know. We normally have the mudroom is unlocked for customers to come and pick up their things. It's unlocked for people. Like, there's not a lot of stuff in there except for customer orders, right? And so people can come and get their stuff when it works for them. And I don't know. I did find out that when my neighbor, because my neighbor will come and let my, bring some boxes in for me. I asked him to bring boxes in one time, and after I got home, the door was locked. And so I wonder and think my neighbor must come over and lock the door. That's the only thing I can think of. So I need to put a little sign on there that says, if this door, I should have Kelly make that up. I have her make a pretty little sign that says, if this door is locked, please call my cell phone number, right? I could tape that on the door so that because I don't care. The code is like, if it's unlocked, like I give people the code to get in, right? It's just a generic house code to get into the mudroom. It's not the whole house per se. I should have Kelly make up a sign that says, beware of attack cats and call if the door is locked. Because Tyler's always worried that somebody's going to come in and let one of the cats out. Because they're not always out there, but sometimes when they're like, right now I'm home, the door's there and the cats are running all over the place. Right now, there's not running all over the place. They are snoozing. Hunky is in a little box on the table. Tigger is at my filming station upstairs on a purple blanket that Mary Lemke made, and Honey is in her nest in the green room. They are all snoozing. Beware of cats. Attack cats, right? They do have sharp claws. And phone number. So that's a good thing. I was going to have Kelly do that many years ago, and I have not ever thought of it. So, all right, there's Julie Bontringer. And Happy New Year to you as well. Thanks for the birthday wishes. It's a Christmas card and a birthday card together. Perfect. Okay, well, I'll be late on the Christmas card, but I'll be perfectly good on the birthday card then. So, and you guys, Jolene has one final promise. She told me that today. And she can tell me if I'm wrong, but she said that she's going to send me the file for the Autumn Creative Escape for the presentations today. She keeps tweaking it. She said she keeps changing it. And it's like, stop changing it. Just let's get it out. And so I told her that done is better than perfect. And we just had this conversation about 2 hours ago. So she promised me that it will be here today in my inbox. And then once and I don't even know, Jolene, does it even need to be proofread? So, if it doesn't need to be proofread, I'm going to just have her put it right into the Autumn Creative Escape Facebook group. But if it needs to be proofread, Karen Wetside maybe will be on standby, and she could look through it really quick and see if there's anything. So I use the it has to be done. It has to be done, yes. Let it be said, let it be done, right? Oh, yes. So we have share a recipe, create a card, inspire others. And I loved doing this class. It was supposed to be at 2, right? We were 15 minutes late because of Tyler. Let's say it's Tyler's fault because of Gina not being live on time. I actually like this 2 o'clock thing. And the crazy thing is that I've already created the calendar for next year. And I have, you guys are going to laugh, I have this class every month on a Wednesday and consistent, right? And I have it on the calendar at 1. But and I hate to have Kelly keep changing the calendar because I've already had her change it 3 times now before I published it. Like, she had done all of the prettinesses on it. But I'm loving the 2 o'clock thing. So for those of you that watch me and know that, I think what I'm going to do is always look for the events calendar on my website. But the document that I'm talking about, I shared it in the email that I sent over the weekend. But I know not everybody checks everything that I send. But in the website, cardsbycrispy.com, when you go underneath the announcements, there's a resources section here. And I added I have the 2026 calendar there. I don't have the 2026 schedule yet. Still coming. But I got the 2026 calendar in here. I think on Friday we got this in here. This is that pretty calendar, and it has everything that happens pretty much in the hive. And so we've got myself, and Diane is blue, Julie's green, Gina's orange, Chris's Lost Lagoon, Rose Coleman is rose, Kelly's red, Karen Forward is a gray, and Shelly Schultz with Bonnie, they're Blackberry Bliss. So everybody's color coded, and we have the events calendar for January through all the way. If you go to the last one, it's all the way through December. So Kelly adds these, the yellow frame, and adds little bee stuff and makes it really pretty. So this generally is the core of what's happening for the whole year. And so I'm very, very consistent. You guys, I had this calendar kind of mapped out in my little personal calendar about 3 months ago already, and tweaking things as I go. But I like there's always add-on classes, but there's always consistent classes. So we were just talking about share, create, inspire. Like I was saying, I have it set at 1 o'clock each month, and like 1 o'clock, but I'm loving like the 2 o'clock. So what happens is noon happens, and then all of a sudden it's 1, and I'm just like struggling, right, to be ready. So it's like, gosh, 2 o'clock is going to be maybe a perfect time versus 1 o'clock. So already and then I'm so hesitant. I'm showing this to Kelly and being like, Kelly, can you change them all to 2? And then she looks at me and rolls her eyes. She's like, Chris, how many times are we going to change this calendar? And so I'm debating about that. But so the main thing is, like, you can use this as a general guideline. So like Gina's got her technique class, usually the second Wednesday of the month. And if we're going traveling or if we've got stuff going on, she might have to move it, right? But you can see who's teaching the class, if it's a YouTube live or if it's in person. In person, all of the in person is always going to be here in the hive. And the YouTube is through my YouTube channel, Cards by Christine. So this calendar's out there. It's got due dates of like when the swap cards sign up is, or when swap cards are due. It's got just a lot of stuff. Like I have team stuff on here, like brainstorming with the bees. And if I have team meetings, like that stuff is on here as well. So like if we get to April, I've got my swap, the Be Happy. So sale-a-bration, celebrate, like all this calendar has like everything. And when swaps are due, just even when the pre-order is. So like in May, actually it's a launch of a catalog, and this is out there. And if you guys want to print this, if you've got printers at home, go ahead and print it. You can print it back to back, or you can print single-sided. I know last year what Bonnie did for me, she printed it and she got it spiral bound for me. You could put it in a little book. And so if you're ever wondering, like, oh, does she have a class? But this doesn't have the names of the classes. Like, this has the series, like the class series name, like Let's Just Stamp, Sweet Bundle, the Winter Creative Escape Make and Take class. It has ink, paper, scissors. It has the, paper pumpkin. It doesn't have, like, for January, the sweet class is called Made with Love. And the, technique class for January is called Endless Love, or something like that. So it doesn't have the specific product. That's where, in case for those guys that are wondering, that's where this other document comes in, what I call it the schedule. When I make that has all the dates, plus it has the names of the products that we're using. And I generally have that from like January through April, May through August, and then September through December that it gets updated. And so that is still in the works, right? I'm excited to say that my calendar, I believe at noon, I finished off the calendar for January. Always come here first to look for the dates and times. So like on the 21st here for the Share, Create, Inspire, I already have it set that it's at 2 o'clock. So I've updated it. This is where you're going to always find the correct time is on this events calendar. So if you guys go to my events calendar for the month of January, I think everything is on here now. I was missing a couple things I was missing ink, paper, scissors, and the sweet bundle, but I just added them in now. Now this calendar doesn't include like Carissa's classes, Gina's classes. This calendar is only pertaining to the cards that I basically design by myself or with colleagues like Kelly or Diane. So like they're cards classes that I specifically design. That's in here. So like Bonnie's class and Shelly's class wouldn't be in there. Julie's class isn't in there. That though is in the master calendar that is printable, and you can see it like there. And also the good thing is if I say to you, oh, like Julie's teaching this class and I show off her cards, just know you can always go to that document and get their phone numbers so that you can reach out to them directly. I don't take reservations for people that do other classes. So that's too much work, you guys. So yeah, hello, Deb Norman. Should we wait until you change the time for SCI? Just know that it's like going to be 2 o'clock. I've already got it set for January. And what I'm planning to do is take January's and just paste it out through the whole events calendar year. So I'm just debating, do I ask Kelly to make one more change to the calendar? So do you ask, you're wondering if I should wait, if you guys, so here's the deal. If you're watching this right now and you want the calendar and you want to print it off because you want it now and you don't want to wait, just know that I'll be seeing Kelly tomorrow and I'll ask her if she'd be willing to do it tomorrow. And you might just want to wait till at the end of the weekend. Because if she does it, she'll do it by the end of the, like she'll probably do it. It'll be updated by Friday, let's say. And if you don't want to wait and you want to just print it, just know that it's probably going to be 2 and you could just take your pencil or pen and just write 2 o'clock. So, but always know that it's on my events calendar on the electronic side that you can always see it there too. So, oh, it's a good question. It just depends on how impatient or patient you are, right? Hi, Julie Black. Thank you so much. Yeah, the day always rolls around so fast. It's like, it takes forever for you to get to your birthday, and then all of a sudden, like the week leading up to your birthday, it seems like it goes a lot faster. So it has been going fast. So I've got a little bit of back end work. I'm just excited that we got January up to date. You guys just know, like, I have not really worked for the rest of the year. Angelique is going to be helping me, right, get all of February through December. She's going to help me get the skeleton done so that there'll be squares that are gray like this throughout the rest of the whole year. That's coming. That is going to take probably 15 to 20 hours of time to get that processed, and we're going to be picking at that over the next week or two. The main thing was that we got all of January ready to go. So, yay. All right, I'm going to flip down. The first class I have on the new year, oh man, you guys, my calendar here can almost get switched out. And then I can put like a new little baby guy in here. So for those that have calendars that you have up, all you have to do is get the new 2026 one. Look at me. This is so cool. All you have to do, you don't even have, look at this. It's been done many times before. Ha! Oh, it's so easy to fix and change these calendars. My mom is going to be so excited. She usually comes, my mom's the little calendar fairy. She goes around and she always, every month at the end, before the first day of the new month, she goes all around the hive and she changes all the calendars, because we have about, I don't know, 10 little calendars floating around over the years. Every time I make a calendar, I just keep it, right? So there, now I'm set. So the first live of the month that I have with you guys is, so we're on here. There's nothing the rest of this week. I have a class. The catalog launch party is in person on the 7th. Diane's got class on the 6th with the order based. I'll be live with you guys again on the 8th for the catalog launch Fun Folds class, and then again on the 9th at 1 for the order-based class. I will say, I'll show you those cards just momentarily. We have about 70 registrations. Yay. 70 registrations have come through the through the Google form. I have not looked at one of them. We have been focusing all of our time and energy on, we finished designing last week, Monday. We had Christmas holidays. You guys, I went to Chicago with Tyler Friday night, Saturday, Sunday. We saw Phantom of the Opera on Saturday. It was amazing. I still have all the songs in my head. And while I'm working, I'm singing in my head. It was really great. So Phantom was this past weekend, went great. Got back. Everything that we had designed between Monday and Tuesday was not staged for the helpers. There's a lot because we have the winter creative escape is coming up. So yesterday from about 9 until about 11 o'clock last night, all day, I was up in the craft room working on prepping stuff for the helpers. And we were actually working a little on designing for the Palooza already. Kelly was here and I have a little bit of time designing with her, but it was nonstop that. So I have not really been in my computer except for there's some people that needed some tutorials, or I logged in a little bit on the Amtrak. You guys, we took the Amtrak from Milwaukee down to Chicago. And so for an hour I had internet on the Amtrak. And so I was able to do a little bit over the weekend while Tyler was snoozing on the Amtrak. I was doing a little work. So just know the class registrations, I've not responded to one person, not one. Okay. So we're going to start at the top and we're going to work our way through. And my goal is by Monday to have Tuesday-ish to have all of the initial first responses out to everybody. So just hang tight just a little bit more. That's coming, okay? So with the holidays, it's really hard because it's like you feel guilty while you're spending time with family and like doing the things that should be fun and relaxing, but yet you're not getting things done. And so little by little, everything has been getting done. So not as fast as I like, but it does. It still gets done. So, but just be patient. And nobody's asked me, nobody's sent a note. It's awesome. Nobody sent a note saying, did you get my registration? Really, except for maybe one person because they didn't get the email response. And they were just saying, did it come through? I'm like, yep, I looked, it came through. We're good to go. So you guys are amazing. So I'm going to just show you really quick the catalog launch. So this is what the first class we have coming up for the new year. And you guys, if you didn't catch the showcase, go watch the showcase so you can see what's coming up. There's so many cards. We already designed 37 cards for January, and now we're switching gears and designing for Palooza, which starts in February, which is going to be 16 cards is what we're thinking. So all in all, and we're hoping to have those done tomorrow. So whatever that's 37 and 16 is what, 47, 53 cards is what we were trying. All 53 cards designed in December is what we're going for. So this is a diorama card. We cased a card we had gotten from Georgine Darbro with a dinosaur on it. And so this twists up like this. And when you shut it and then you open the card up, it twists like that, which is super cool. So you need some sort of bunny or carrot, something to put in your Easter basket. We're going to give you white paper. And for this, we'll give you the die cut out pieces. And so you'll have to figure out, and a little scrap of white we'll give you as well. So you'll have to figure out what you want to do with that. Then we have a Valentine's Day. So we had Easter and Valentine's. So it's kind of like a holiday fun fold with these two cards, right? So we did a Valentine's Day. We cased one of Jay Shantae's cards for that, right? So it's a heavy card, a little thick, with a little Velcro dot to help that stay shut. So we have that one. And then these two are flower related, so not holiday-ish, but I mean, you can make it Mother's Day, or you can make it whatever special day is coming up for somebody. And so we got that kind of card, which was super cool. It's just how it folds. So it's just a different fold. And that is featuring the Darling Duckling, which we don't use very often. And then this last one, we cased a card from Rhonda Morgan, and it's a gift card holder, right? So you can tuck something in there like that. So we made that one into a birthday. So that's the first class of the new year, and all fun folds, some more intense than others, but you can definitely use the class registration form and get registered for anything. And I've had people that reached out and said that they wanted to change something, and that's fine. I'll get those emails and I'll see everything and we'll figure it all out. Some people had the ability to edit their registration. So if you want to go change anything, at this moment, we haven't looked at anything. So if you go and edit it, we won't know that you edited it. So yeah. All right, good. Businesses should close for the holidays, and you deserve the time for your beautiful family. That is so true. That is so true. Well, I was so excited so my nephew is in basketball, and he was supposed to have, now that I threw away the December calendar, we had our family Christmas on the 23rd. Mom made a big dinner, and then we opened up gifts afterwards. And Tucker was supposed to have a game at 5:30 that night, and it got canceled the day of. But otherwise, they weren't going to get there. That side of the family wasn't going to get there until 7:30. And here our dinner is planned at 5:30. It's like, why do they schedule sporting things for kids in high school and grade school 2 days before Christmas? Like, if I had a kid in high school or grade school, I'd be like, no, we're doing family Christmas. But then I said that to my brother. He's like, well, if they do that, if we don't let them play, then they're not allowed to play in the next game because they missed practice, so then they can't play. And I'm like, that's stupid. What coach or school system allows stuff like that to happen? So they shouldn't have any kind of sporting stuff, I think, the week of Christmas or even into New Year's. It's just dumb. Sorry. That's just how I really feel about it. So I guess I don't have kids in the school district, so it doesn't matter to me. It's not me to have to worry about anymore. So, and Sherry said she saw Phantom back in 2020. Okay, a little jelly because we were looking to see Phantom in New York, but they stopped it in April of 2023. And I started looking to do this for Tyler back in about 2023 to 2024. Forgot about it for a little while because I saw it wasn't in New York anymore. And when I saw it was in Chicago, and I thought, oh, we've never done the train at all. So let's make an adventure out of it. So we could park our car in Milwaukee, take the train down. We popped up in Union Station, which was like 6 blocks from the Cadillac Palace Theater, and our hotel was 100 feet from there. Like our hotel was the next business over from the theater. So we walked out of the hotel, we walked 30 feet that way, and then we walked up to our seats. It was really great. So maybe someday it'll open back up in New York, and then we'll go there for it. But until then, we got our little fix out of Chicago. So it was good. Very good, very good. We didn't get a lot of snow, so I can show you what it looks like outside. This is how much snow we have. There's my neighbor's backyard. So you can see right there, like there's a little bit, where's my finger? I don't know. Right oh, right there. If you look at the wood right there, you can kind of see there's about an inch or an inch and a half of snow. It's covered out there. We were supposed to get like the biggest winter storm ever. I don't know, maybe not ever, but it was all over that. It was Sunday night was supposed to be bad. Monday was supposed to be bad. It was a lot of rain. We had rain in Milwaukee, and really driving home from Milwaukee, we were fine. It was rain the entire way home, and I think it didn't transfer over to snow until sometime in the evening, but it was fine. Hi, Kelly Sheridan. All right, so I'm excited to do share a recipe, create a card, inspire others with you. Connie Moore has submitted couple different recipes since I started doing this class. And she said that if I send her more recipes, she'd continue to send me so that I can continue to do this class. So I don't have anything lined up for January, and I know I sent a couple of them her way, so she's probably going to be working on them for me. But if anybody else wants to send recipes for this class, send me my recipe. So how it works is I have this recipe card, and she printed that. Look at that. So she printed it. So what happens is I have on my website for today, if you go to the class, there's a spot here that says click here, and if you fill this out, I'll send you this recipe card, right? So she sent me this recipe card with her envelope. And I'll be honest with you, you might have saw me take a card and put it off to the side. I practiced. I don't generally practice ahead, but I was overwhelmed when I looked at this, and I'm like, I know I haven't done a class on the fly since like earlier in November, I think. So I practiced a little bit, and I got something kind of like, I think I got like what it is supposed to be like, because there's lots of little pieces there. She even put a template here. So I made up what I thought it was ahead just so I could practice. It feels a lot more sense of relief going into this, having some sort of a clue. So generally, you guys, if you've watched me do this class before, this is like a mystery card night, but for me, it's the mystery. And because I just go right into it. Well, I've opened this up and I looked at it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I think I need to practice this. So I pulled out pieces and I kind of prepped, and I kind of got a card together, which I think it is. And so I feel like a lot less pressure. So we'll still find out how close I am when I open up her envelope, but wow, like there's lots of little pieces on this one. You thought this would be easy. Okay, well, I will say that when I don't look at the recipe cards until right before class and I come into it hot, I sometimes will read things and I'll read them wrong, and then I'll do them wrong. And I was like, no, I had a little time before class, to kind of play with pieces and to like see how it's going to work. And I got to walk myself through it. So I still think this is going to be great. When I had my sample finished, I was like, oh, this is really pretty. So when I finish the sample with everybody, it'll look the same as what I just had there, but I will have to see how close it is to Connie's. So she thought it was easy, so we'll see. Hi, Aunt Patty. And there's Sherry Martin. Okay, so let's get started. So I don't feel like that cheated. I was a good student, let's say, and I prepped pieces and I kind of thought ahead what I wanted to do. So, hi Nancy Sue Valencia from San Antonio, home of the Alamo Bowl. That should be coming up soon. Okay, so I did just share this. So it's called a Table Runner Quilt Card. Super cool. And I kind of looked that up too to see what I would see on the internets. And so I kind of got an idea of what I was working with. And I thought it would be a lot of fun to work with the new product of the month. And this is still available as far as I know. I think that it hasn't sold out. I guess the way to find out would be to go to the online store and put in the item number 167970. So this is something that you can earn a chance to buy. If you order $75 worth of product, you can get this True Blue Florals for $5, right? So it's an add-on if you've got a $75 order, and it's still showing that you can add it to your cart. It didn't sell out. Every month there's going to be a new product of the month. So Stampin' Up! Is going away or went away with sale-a-bration, which has been around probably for as long as they've been around. I think it was in the late 90s and they were doing sale-a-bration when I first started using Stampin' Up! Product. So changes can be good. And so with this product of the month, me and 8 of my friends decided that we would like to collaborate, and we are each designing a project and then putting it into a tutorial. And if you're, as my customer, I can check by item number. If you've earned it through me, I'll send you the tutorial. And if you're on my team, the Be Happy Stampers, and you've ordered $75 from yourself, and it can be any combination as long as it's $75, then I'll also include you in that email. And so it's a double perk. And plus, if you've ordered $75 from me, you could pick out a class that's offered free with a purchase. So lots of different things happening with this product of the month. And I decided to use that today for the card that we're making with Connie's recipe. Hello, Karen England from Chile, Cincinnati. First time watching live. Yay. All right, so let's pull out the paper and see what it looks like. So in the recipe, Connie has on here 8 light colored and 8 dark colored. So I went with these 2 patterns, this dark navy one and then a light one that has navy and a mixture of balmy blue. So you can see I've already cut into it because that's what I decided to use. And the back sides on those look like that. Curious, did a bunch of you guys get the product of the month? There's that one. That looks like this. What about the inspiration hive? Will it be in there? Nancy, I think I answered that question in the past. Darn, I thought you asked me that. I said no, it wouldn't be. So the inspiration hive is a repository, or I have all my class tutorials in there. And people can have monthly access to it by paying for it monthly or yearly, or if you're on my team. So that doesn't meet the stipulation of buying the product of the month. So the stipulation with this is that you would have to order the product of the month through me as your demonstrator, or if you are on my team, the Be Happy Stampers, and you've ordered $75. So that's the only way to get the tutorial. I'm not putting this in the Inspiration Hive. It doesn't meet the qualifications because somebody who has the Inspiration Hive, it's a $20 a month for that access. So that doesn't meet the requirement. So, and I feel sad because I know you're in Canada, so you won't have access to it, but you should check with if a different Canadian demonstrator, or if somebody else did something similar, right? That you could get it through that, if they do something. I can't be the only demonstrator that organized something like this. I feel like I talked to Rachel Tessman and I gave her the idea, so she might do that. And I go, she's in the US, but if you're a customer of Rachel's, or if you are on Rachel's team, she might have pulled something together too. So, yeah. So I'm sorry. It's not in the Inspiration Hive though. Hello, Holly Paplow. And Kimberly ordered hers but doesn't have it, and Feline has hers. Oh, so Feline, you could work with this. Hello, Paulette from Canada. And Suzanne has hers. And Mary has hers. I'm just showing you the rest of these pages really quick while I was looking at some comments. Lots of blues. So go Team Blue, right? I would have absolutely loved it if it was purplicious, but I like it too because it's blue. So I mentioned that I did, for the first time ever for a Share, Create, Inspire, I worked ahead. And I pulled my stuff ahead and I thought to myself, which patterns would look best, a light and a dark together. Hello, Michelle Foreign. Deb says, yes, look forward to seeing what you and the others come up with for cards. Yay. So the first thing on here is a cardstock 1. And I chose Night of Navy because the paper that I'm working with is kind of navy and it's balmy blue mixed with a little bit of like a white-ish color. So it says 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. So I've done that already and I've got it scored at 4 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and just fold that, burnish it, be done with that part of it. All right. So that is cardstock 1. Now there's more for cardstock 1. It says 2 7/16 by 2 7/16. And for those of you who are looking for this recipe card, I've got it out here in a few different spots. If you go to the email I just sent right here, if you get emails from me, you would have gotten this email. And at the bottom end here, the recipe card is here, right? I also have it in the events calendar for today. So just to let people know, if you are looking for this recipe, It's in the December 30th. It's at the bottom here. And also if you go to Facebook, in the discussion for the event for today, you'll find this. So you don't have to like take a screenshot and zoom in. I've got it photographed nice and you can just download it from there. All right, so we need 2 7/16 by 2 7/16, and we need 4 of them. All right, so I mentioned I cut mine already. So this is navy, and they're 2 7/16 by 2 7/16. So you need 4 of them. Hello, Carissa. You added it to your order, but didn't get it. I contacted them and was told I never added it to my cart, but I saw it in there when I clicked checkout. Do you have it on your order history? I'm curious. When you look at your order history, does it show that you paid $5 for it and it was on your order? Because if it wasn't, they should have done a correction order to charge you $5 and to send it to you, especially if you had $75. Okay, so we've got those 4 guys, all right? And then scraps for a sentiment. Now, this isn't a scrap to me. This is actually, I measured this based off of the sentiment I wanted to use. So for me, what I did is I chose of the sending smiles, and I figured out what size I wanted it to be in white. And then what I did is I added a little bit to 2 sides and made a little mat for it. So my scrap is for my sentiment is, let's say like 3 by something. It's 3 1/16 by 3/4, maybe something like that, right? And then we need some white or vanilla. Now, Connie has on here 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Which is basically an 1/8 inch less on 2 sides, which gives you a 1/16 of an inch margin. I like a little bit more of a margin. No, it's not on your order anywhere. It disappeared when you hit checkout. So that means you didn't pay for it either. Well, I would call them back and ask them if they do a correction order, because you have the order that was over $75. So, they should be willing to do that, I would think. Like, that's what I guess I would have asked. Hopefully they'll, if you haven't asked for them to do a correction order, tell them that it was a system glitch, that you wanted it. Maybe they will just charge you the $5 for it, plus whatever the shipping is on $5, like 11% on the $5. Maybe they do that. So for me, there's a mat for the outside. Now I want to see a little bit more of the blue, so I dropped it by a little bit more. I went to 5 1/4 by 4, which is what normally I would mat with, so that I have an 1/8 of an inch border. Now, going with Connie's measurement, you're gonna have a skinnier border. Just look at the top here. You're gonna have a skinnier border, where I went with 5 1/4 by 4, so I have just a little bit more of a border all the way around. Your call. Right? Whatever you want. I believe that Sandy Wicklander sent me this. This is a matting thing. And so we've got, these are all at the 1/4 inch. But if you just go up an 1/8 of an inch, that gives you 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, right? It just gives you a little less of a margin. So I opted for my cardstock color here in Balmy Blue. And I embossed it with the Beautiful Patterns embossing folder, which is, I believe it's part of the Brush with Beauty suite that launched in November, if I'm not mistaken. I know it launched in November, and I think it was part of that suite. We've been using a lot. It's one of the most subtle, pretty folders that Stampin' Up has at the moment, so we've been using it excessively. So hopefully we don't all get sick of it too fast. All right, so that's Beautiful Patterns. So I've ran that through this already, right? So that's that piece. All right. And then for your inside, she's got 5 1/4 by 3 3/4 for the inside of the card. Now, I like for my margins to be proportionally the same all the way around. So again, for this one, I opted for 5 1/4 by 4. So if you do 5 1/4 by 3 1/4, you're just going to have a little bit more of a border, like your top and your bottom will match. You're just going to have to center your left and right, and you're just going to have a little bit more border on the sides than you are on the top and the bottom. Hi, Mary Schreiber. I asked, and she said, no, they can't do that. Oh, man, it sounds like I need to call them and find out. So I have here then a 5 1/4 by 4. Your call how you want to do it. If you follow the recipe, it works perfectly great. And if you want it to be a proportional matting, I would go with 5 1/4 by 4. And then scraps for a sentiment, right? So I had mentioned that I wanted to do a white here, and I want it to align with the Sending Smiles that's in this lovely arrangements. So I opted for that size. And then for our DSP or pattern paper, they're 1 1/8 by 1 1/8, and she's got 8 light colored and 8 dark colored. So I've got those already cut at 1 1/8 by 1 1/8, right? Okay, so there we've got 8 of the dark, and I got 8 of the light. So then the first thing at the bottom it says is cut the base of the card and score it 4 1/4. So we've done that because we based it off of that first measurement there. Then we're going to flip it over and go through all the words. So we've cut the squares at 2 7/16 by 2 7/16, and we set them aside. They're here. Cut the cardstock for the outside and inside, which we've done. Emboss if you want, which we did. And then cut your 8 light colored and 8 dark colored. We've done that. So we've already skipped ahead to right here. So what you've got here now is glue together the 4 squares. So you have 2 patterns like this one on the right. So it's really cool. She put a diagram here, which really was helpful. So we're going to be putting together 2 of them like that. And then we're going to put together 2 like that, right? So it says glue together the 4 squares. So you have 2 patterns like this one on the right. Now, when you have grid paper or a glass mat like this, it's so helpful because you can line up your corners. So if you put this lined up with this line and this line and that line and that line, look at that. They line up perfectly. Now you can drop this guy on here and find where your boxes, where it lines up with your boxes. So there's a square right here. Sorry, getting my head in so I can see. But it looks like I'm lining up right with that one. So right, I'm a little bit far away that I can't see over the top, and I'm seeing at an angle, but I feel like that worked really good, right? So I'm gonna move this next one a little closer to me, maybe like right here. So I don't have to put my head all the way in. So I've got from here to here lined up, and then this dotted line to that dotted line. So that's nice. Then this one, we're gonna find where the square is, right about there. Something like that. So I'm lining it up with that line, that. It just fits right on the inside of that square, right? So, boom. All right, love it. Good. I can handle this. Start at the upper right corner and paste the first small square by putting glue on the right side. Do this only for the first square. All the others can be glued all over the back. And continue around using the opposite light or dark all the way around. And then the last square is tucked under the first. And then you can put glue on that first square to hold it down. Okay? And she has a note here, don't worry if the squares don't all fit in the middle, the sentiment will cover it. Okay? So, I got that. I've done something like this in the past. It's like a pinwheel type thing. And so we're going to go every other. And the main thing is, what she said is, do not put glue over the whole thing on the first one. The first one is only glue on the right side. And then what happens is when we get to the last one, you'll be able to lift this up and tuck the last one in. Super cool. Beans and bagels. So we're just going to do a little line on that right side. And I don't think it matters where you start here. And I'm going to go for, and I think the reason that Connie did a 1/16 of an inch margin is because when you put these in here, it ends up being like a 1/16 of an inch there. All right, so this is only glued on the right side here, right? So now we're going to alternate light, dark, but you know me, I like to be glue happy. So we have here, we can glue these all down. So I'm going to put glue on 4 of them, and I'm going to go back and do on 3 of this one. Okay. It was important, I don't think I said this. It says use a design that does not have a directional pattern. All right, so there were other patterns in the pack of True Blues designer paper that I would have used, but they were all very directional. And she said, don't use directional pattern. Then I knew better than to pick one of the other ones. So these were the 2 that popped out or appealed to me the most that went together. You could pay attention like there, that leaf would be really cool coming out that way. All right, so then this guy yet. And we get to the last one, and she said this last one needs to tuck underneath, right? So we didn't put any glue right here, right? So that one gets tucked in here. Like that, right? And then she said to bring this back up now, and you can put glue underneath that one on that end, and now that holds it down. So it's kind of like a big pinwheel, right? So there's that. And then it said to do it a second time. So on this one, we're only going to put glue on the right side, right? Find our corner here. I didn't pay attention to if I started on that one or that one. I don't know, I just went for it. So let's go to this. And I think I started with one of those last time. I don't think it matters. All right, so I'm gonna glue 42 all of that. All right, but we need to do light next. And we're working clockwise here. And so my paper is non-directional, but I am paying attention to where my little flowers are coming out, right? It looks like it's growing out of the middle and then going to the edge. I did the 16th because the original recipe didn't work out with the square size, so it was easier for me to change the larger 4 squares. Okay. All right. So she's perfected it for us, which is awesome. She did the dirty work. All right. And that's exactly what it comes down to. You find a recipe for a card and you tweak it, right? Or if you watch one on a live and you don't necessarily have the measurements and you're trying to figure it out, you just kind of improvise and you go with the flow and you just improvise as you need to. Oh, that guy moved a little, but we'll put him right back. Okay, so then this one goes right there. Now the last one gets tucked under. The main thing is to remember to not glue that first one down, only on the right side. And then also after you're done with this, don't forget to come back and glue this bottom piece. Perfect. All right. They're so pretty. Like this would be really pretty just on the front of a card, right? It would be, especially if you've got your navy here, right? You could definitely do something like that on the front. Okay, so we've got our pinwheels, I guess is what I'm gonna call them. And they look like little quilts. So we did the thing. Don't worry if the squares don't fit all the way in the middle. The sentiment will cover it. Repeat with the other second large squares. So you got 2 of them. Take one of the pinwheels and cut it down the middle. This was really hard for me to do, but I did it. And I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. Place the whole pinwheel in the center of the card with the dimensionals and take the other 2 halves and slide under each side of the whole pinwheel. All right, so what she's saying, I'm gonna glue this down. So I think we can glue this down. It's very pretty. Just think of all the different designer paper and pattern paper we all have at home. This is so pretty to use it up. And it's little scraps, you guys. It's a 1 1/8 by 1 1/8. All right, so there's that. And what she said there is take one of them, cut it in half, and then the other one goes in the middle of the card, right? Let's figure out, I like that side, like that. So the other one here, we're gonna cut it in half, and we put half on one side and half on the other side. All right, so, all right, definitely would not use a trimmer like this. There's a lot of thickness going on here. So when I was making my sample one, I used a guillotine, and you can't hesitate. You gotta go with it, and you gotta go fast, and don't have your finger in the way either. So I'm gonna go with this at the top, and I'm gonna line up my peak here and line up peak here. My fingers are not in the way. You gotta go fast, okay? You gotta have a sharp blade. And what happened here is the bottom still caught it funny, kind of funny. It's okay. I can take my scissors and I'm gonna just smooth it out. It's all right. No one's gonna ever see that it's missing a little bit of paper down there. The card's got a lot going on, all right? So I guess that comes to my point. I didn't use this little guy when I did my first sample that I made. I used a big Fister's guillotine that had a little bit more oomph to it, but you know me, I had to try the little Stampin' Up one just to see. But all in all, I think it's good. So what happens here, she said that this is going to go in the center, and then you're going to put the other two on the sides like this. So that will go like that, and then this will go like that, and that'll become the front of the card, right? Super cool. So it's kind of, the name of the card here was Table Runner Quilt Card. All right, so what I would do for putting this together, I guess, instead of putting this down and sliding in the sides, I like to dimensionalize this. I kind of went heavy on the dimensionals. So we're gonna like that. All right, so let me find my top again. I wanted to have these two, so I'm gonna pick off the right side. I'm lining up that corner with that right there. And the same at the bottom. I'm lining it up so that that 90-degree goes in that angle right there, right? And I'm gonna pick off this side and do the same on this side. I'm gonna find that corner and that angle. And it should be the right height then, as long as you got it straight, right? This should come out right with that one. And this kind of comes out right with that one, right? So now I've connected it. And then what's going to happen is it's going to go on the front of the card. Now I've got dimensionals here already, right? But I don't need more dimensionals here. All I need on this edge is some liquid glue to hold those down. And then this little guy, well, I should say it's a big guy. It's going to go right on the front of the card. I'm going to just center it top to bottom, left to right. Something like that. And he's angled a little bit too much inside, so I'm going to pull him out a little. That helped. Okay. Good. Good. G-U-D. Good. Then, place the whole pinwheel in the center, take the other two halves. We did that. Use the scraps for sentiments and or embellishments, Stella and ribbon if desired. Oh no, I don't have ribbon down here. And glue the white cardstock. I have to phone a friend. One moment. Hang on, I have a Vanna White upstairs that might be willing to help me. Hang on. Let's see if Diana's still up there. We'll call Diane. Maybe she'll answer. Okay, so we're going to work on the front of the card with a sentiment. So I picked here lovely arrangements. I'm phoning a friend. Hello. I forgot to bring ribbon and gems down for the card. So if you go over by where the ribbons are, on the back end of the cutter, there's some balmy blue and white gingham ribbon. It's on the on the counter behind the trimmer. It's horizontal, so you won't see it unless you pick them up. Well, so there's a tower of ribbons. Okay, all right, now where the blocks are, to the left of the blocks, there's all the new embellishments that are from the mini. There's ones that are coral, crumb cake, and white. I don't remember, what are they called? Yes, Pearls of Beauty. I need that. Please, pretty please. Thank you. Bye. Okay, so Vanna to the rescue. So Sending Smiles, again, comes from this lovely arrangements, which is part of the Lovely Blossom Suite. And so I've got Sending Smiles. It's kind of going crooked. So let's try this again. Hello, Bridget Rowe, better late than never. That is how we go. You know it. All right, so let's do Sending Smiles again. Let's see if that worked better. Okay, I like that better. Then in here, there's a leaf. And we're going to put hello, 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 friend. So we have a white inside. complete with a cat fur. And we have the leafaroo. So, oh my goodness. Let's grab the leaf. Put that in the corner. Nobody puts baby in the corner, but we can put the leaf in the corner. So we'll go like this. And hello, friend. You called? Is it me you're looking for? Right there. There she is. Miss America. To the rescue and beyond.
There you are.
Yay.
Yay.
Thank you. Oh, that's really crooked. Oh, man, let's do that over. Oh, Annette said she put candy in the candy jar.
What?
Annette said she put candy in the candy jar over there.
Do
I
I
don't-
look like I need candy?
I don't know.
Good stuff.
What'd
too.
she put?
Oh,
What are
Rolos.
Rolos? Oh, man. Okay. I love Rolos. Okay, that's better.
And they're gluten free. So that's good. And that would have those.
Yeah, okay, that side's better. You didn't know you needed a Rolo, right?
I didn't know I needed a Rolo.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
But you need a Rolo. My kisses are over here, which are also gluten free.
Oh, good. Is it snowing? Oh, it's
Yes, it
snowing.
is.
When did it start
Oh man,
snowing?
the kisses have caramel in them.
Oh, man.
Yay.
Mm-hmm. Caramel makes everything better. Okay, it is snowing, you guys. I can show you that it's snowing. 1 second here. Look at this. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see it. Oh, I don't know if you'll see it. How are you going to see that it's snowing? I see it back in the distance. Oh, you can kind of see it in front of the trees. Look in front of, where's my finger? Right, there's a tree. You can see it. You can see it. Oh, yeah. Okay, so for those of you who have not seen snow this year, now you can say that you've seen snow. Very good. Okay, let's flip it back. Let's continue on with what we were doing. All right, so we're almost done. Thanks, Donna Rose. All right, so that little guy is going to go here. The hello, hello, hello friend can go on the inside. And there is this new balmy and white gingham ribbon. So there's our inside. Hello, friend. The balmy and white gingham ribbon is one of the new products that's launching in January. Michelle said I can keep it. Oh, man, you're slippery little guy here. All right, let's figure you out. So I'm going to run a little tear and tape across the back. We're going to do one weighting in the wings. Grab from the roll here. We're going to use the slanted end. See if we can make it work. Go like this. Nancy said, I've seen too much snow for my liking and ice and blowing and white out. Yeah, not fun. So we're going to do a little loop-de-loop there and a loop-de-loop here. Everywhere a loop-de-loop. Okay, so a little back and forth in the middle with our balmy blue and white gingham. And then I'm going to popper still skin that up. And put that right on the front of the card. I'll just go like that. So, Connie had mentioned on here, don't worry about if stuff doesn't line up. And that's so true. Because you want to make sure your sentiment goes right through the center of that. Like so. Centered top to bottom, left to right, all good stuff. I love it. We got straight angles up and down. I can handle it. There's no diagonal weird stuff besides the, it's all like good. All right. Yeah, I hope you can case it too. Well, hopefully you guys, you have Connie's measurements here, right? You have her stuff on here, so you can definitely case it. I'm going to grab these are called the, what did we call them? Oh man. Pearl of Beauty. So there's crumb cake, coral, and whites. And I'm going to use a big and a small, and then another one at the top. I thought the white looked nice. And again, these are, I think these launched in November, so you can buy these now already, which is pretty cool. All right. And then do we Stella anything? Yes, you can Stella all of the designer papers if you want, or just one of them. Add a little bit. Oh man, I didn't mean for that to happen. Look at that. So this was random. I wanted it to be more random, but that one and that one are the same, where nothing else is consistent like that. So I guess the way to get around that would have been to switch my halves, like this half over there and this half over there, but whatever. Nobody else will probably notice that except for me. All right, we got the Stella done. And Deb, we got a couple more inches today, so that is probably coming our way. Yeah, I believe it. My son and his girlfriend are coming from Canada to celebrate Christmas on New Year's Eve. The snow needs to stop. I'm near Michigan line in Indiana. Oh, Kimberly. Okay, you're not too far then. You're about 6 hours from me. Well, that's what I got for you guys. We got our share a recipe, mine done. I'll show you Connie's here momentarily. We put this and that away and grab a chamois. My chamois underneath me where I sit is completely bone dry. That's how that goes. But another stamp. I love sending smiles for a stamp. That's really good. So you always want to send smiles to people, right? Okay, so there that guy's done. And hello, friend. You called. Is it me you're looking for? Perfect. Okay. So the only thing that I have a hard time with is like keeping my stamps now. Like I have no idea where they go, and fitting them back on here is not always the easiest thing to do, but there are other problems that are more significant. So there we go. So we used lovely arrangements and beautiful patterns and the balmy blue ribbon with the pearls of beauty, along with the True Blues new designer paper that is available while supplies last. It's $5 with a $75 order. All right, so let's grab my letter opener here and see what Connie has in store for us. Man, are you ready? She's even got a piece of white paper over the top to tease us a little bit. Look at that. Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh, look at that pretty card. Oh, man. She went overboard. She added, I shouldn't say overboard, but look at that. She added little scraps. So this paper, I believe, is the Delicate Pine Snowflakes, and she's got little pine cones and the pine bough here. Oh, man, that would have been super cute to have some other things coming out, like some leaves coming out here. But, oh, well, that's okay. Like, it's still pretty, right? But, oh, my gosh, I don't know if you guys can see the Stella. Oh, look at the Stella. All of this is stellate. All that shimmeriness right there and down here, all of that is 100% and 110%. Look at these little guys here. She's got little cherries, little berries. The teeniest, tiniest little berries. Super pretty, Connie. Love it. Oh, man. And she's got die cut on the inside here with the pine bough and the little pine cone. Really pretty. Very, very cool. Good job. All right. Well, I'd say that I didn't do too bad. Now, I did do a little pre-work on this one, so it wasn't so much of a struggle bus for me. I'm so happy, you guys. I think one of the last times I did a card with Share, Create, Inspire, I was like, my armpits were all sweaty by the time I was done. I was like, oh my God, that was intense. But yay, okay. So I'm going to photograph my card. I'm going to photograph Connie's. We'll get them added to the event on Facebook. And you guys, we have extended the time because I was a little slackerish and missed class when it was supposed to be. We are giving everybody till Tuesday the 6th to get your cards in. So you've got time now, a whole week actually, to make a card like this. And then what you're going to do is submit your entry in the Facebook group. It's actually a Facebook page. So under events, under Facebook, if you go to, oh, there's a picture of my brothers. Oh, and my old teacher from high school, Mr. Burton, he was my accounting teacher. Oh, my brother's wedding. Oh, that's nice. How long ago was that? 10 years ago? 2015. Okay, 10 years ago. All right, anyways, sidetrack. You guys, that's how easy it is to get sucked into the Facebook. Okay, so if you go to the Facebook page, Cards by Christine, and you go to events, right now we're in Share a Recipe, Create a Card, Inspire Others. If you go to the discussion, you'll find I added both of Connie's front and back of her recipe card. What I need to add in here now is a post that says share your recipe or share your card here. And if you share your card here, I got to create the post just like there's a post here. I'll put that post out there and then you can share your cards. So just take a picture of them and then put a picture into the comments and you'll be good to go. Thanks, Jean Turbolager. I'm so happy I mentioned you at the beginning because you're the reason that I remembered that I was tardy on the last one. So yeah, very cool. But it's really good if you have I was happy with the sentiment that I picked because I pictured this table running this way, and she said not to worry about the middle. So I was thinking in my head a long skinny sentiment. That's perfect for it. So yay. All right. We did it. We did it. We did it. And Connie said that she just posted here that she did case this card. So, but when you use your own materials and you make it your own, it's nice to give credit. I get it. And so I don't know who she cased, but I definitely cased Connie now, right? And so it's really cool to see the pattern of how you do of the patchwork quilt. So very cool. So just like Annie cards, you guys, we get ideas and inspiration from anywhere. And most, I would have to say, I don't know. If I had to guess a number, 80% or 90% of cards that we make are cased from past classes or past cards or other demonstrators. So it's just a part of it, right? It doesn't matter where you get the idea from. It just means like get inspired and start creating and make cards, right? That's what it's about. So I never take offense or feel bad when anybody cases my cards. I even have people that take my classes and then case the class and do the class with their friends. And it's like it's the easy button, right? Hey, it's just sharing the love more. So it's all good. So yes. All right. I challenge you, and so does Connie, challenge you to make this card and share a picture it on the Facebook page. And then we'll include it in the drawing when we do after class next week, Thursday, after the Kellogg launch class. We'll do a drawing for all of the stuff for the month of December, and it'll include this card. So yay. It was a fun card. Yay. Well, thanks, Nancy Mull. All right, you guys, I'm going to sign off. I've got a little project that I'm working on right now, and then at some point I'm going to switch gears. It's just tomorrow the 31st. At some point I'm going to switch gears and start working on the class enrollments, but I have a different side project that I'm trying to work on before the end of the new year. Before the end of the year and before the new year starts. I've committed myself to making some calendar cards for my helpers. When I'm done making them, I will share them, and it's a little bit of a labor of love. I think it's going to be a lot of labor of love. So I'm going to go try to switch gears. I had this project in my mind back in September. I thought I'd have them done back in December, like early December. And look at me the day before the end of the year, and I'm just starting my calendar cards. But hey, what do we always say? Better late than never, right? So I don't have to get all of them made, but if I get just a handful done, and I can hand out a handful here and a handful there, everywhere a handful, and then the handfuls are done. So, all right, you guys, I hope you have a great New Year's Eve tomorrow. Have a great New Year's and a blessed year ahead. I hope if you had a bad 2025, I hope 2026 is amazing. And if you had a good 2025, I hope that 2026 is as amazing as 25 was. So make sure you craft a lot, make sure you spend time with your family, and make sure you do the things that you love to do. So I've had a blast with you guys this last year and the years before, and I look forward to this aggressive calendar we have going into 2026. So all the good stuff, you guys. Love you a long time. Lots of such a love and big hugs to you guys. Bye.